Winter's Wisdom. Lessons from Nature's Season of Rest. Written and published by MSE Boost. Chapter 1. The Power of Stillness. Discovering Inner Peace in Winter's Embrace. Stillness is a force that can transform your life. In the heart of winter, when the world seems to slow down and fall silent, lies an invitation to turn inward and discover the profound peace that resides within. This chapter explores the art of embracing stillness and unlocking its potential to revolutionize your personal growth journey. Winter's stillness is not a void, but a rich tapestry of opportunities for self-discovery and renewal. When the external world quiets down, we gain the space to tune into our inner landscape and confront the thoughts, emotions, and patterns that shape our lives. By allowing ourselves to be fully present in these moments of stillness, we open the door to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Stillness is not about inaction or stagnation, but rather a dynamic state of inner awareness and receptivity. It is in this space of quiet introspection that we can begin to unravel the knots of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt that often hold us back. By cultivating a practice of stillness, whether through meditation, contemplation, or simply taking time to pause and breathe, we create a sanctuary within ourselves where we can find clarity, insight, and renewed purpose. The power of stillness lies in its ability to help us reconnect with our authentic selves. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of our true desires, values, and aspirations. By carving out moments of stillness, we create the space to rediscover what truly matters to us and align our actions with our deepest truths. This process of self-inquiry and realignment is at the heart of personal growth and transformation. Stillness also serves as a powerful antidote to the stress and overwhelm that often characterize modern life. When we allow ourselves to be fully present in the moment, without judgment or expectation, we tap into a deep well of inner peace and resilience. This sense of groundedness and calm can help us navigate even the most challenging circumstances with greater ease and grace. The practice of stillness is not about withdrawing from the world, but rather engaging with it more fully and authentically. By cultivating inner peace and clarity, we become more effective in our relationships, work, and personal pursuits. We develop the capacity to respond rather than react, to make choices that align with our values, and to communicate with greater empathy and understanding. Stillness is a skill that can be developed and refined over time. Like any practice, it requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. But the rewards of cultivating stillness are immeasurable. As we learn to quiet the noise of the external world and tune into the wisdom of our inner selves, we unlock a vast reservoir of creativity, resilience, and joy. The power of stillness invites us to embrace the cyclical nature of life and to trust in the transformative potential of the quiet seasons. Just as winter is a time of rest and renewal in the natural world, stillness offers us the opportunity to pause, reflect, and recharge. By honoring these moments of stillness and integrating them into our daily lives, we open ourselves up to profound personal growth and transformation. So, as you explore the wisdom of winter and the power of stillness, remember that this is a journey of self-discovery and renewal. Trust in the process, be gentle with yourself, and know that the peace and clarity you seek are always within reach. By embracing stillness and allowing it to permeate your life, you set the stage for a profound transformation that will ripple outward, touching every aspect of your being and the world around you. Chapter 2. Nurturing your roots. Strengthening foundations during life's dormant phases. Just as trees rely on their deep, sturdy roots to withstand the harsh conditions of winter, we too must cultivate strong foundations to weather life's dormant phases. These periods of apparent stillness and inactivity are not mere pauses in our growth, but rather essential opportunities to fortify the very bedrock of our being. By nurturing our roots during these times, we prepare ourselves to thrive when the seasons inevitably change. The first step in strengthening our foundations is to identify the core values, beliefs, and principles that guide our lives. These are the nutrients that feed our roots, providing stability and direction in the face of uncertainty. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you, and make a conscious effort to align your actions and decisions with these fundamental truths. When your roots are firmly grounded in your values, you'll find the resilience to withstand any storm. Another crucial aspect of nurturing your roots is developing a strong sense of self-awareness. Just as trees must adapt to the changing environment, we too must be attuned to our own needs, strengths, and limitations. By cultivating a deep understanding of ourselves, we can make informed choices that support our growth and well-being. This introspection allows us to identify areas where we need to focus our energy and attention, ensuring that our foundations remain robust and resilient. Building strong relationships is also essential to nurturing your roots. Like the intricate network of mycorrhizal fungi that connects trees beneath the soil, our connections with others provide support, nourishment, and stability. Invest time and effort into cultivating meaningful relationships with family, friends, and mentors who uplift and inspire you. These bonds will serve as a safety net during life's challenges, offering encouragement and guidance when you need it most. Self-care is another vital component of strengthening your foundations. Just as trees must conserve their energy during winter to survive, we too must prioritize our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Engage in activities that replenish your energy, such as exercise, meditation, or pursuing hobbies that bring you joy. By tending to your own needs, you ensure that your roots remain healthy and strong, ready to support you through any challenge. Education and continuous learning are also key to nurturing your roots. Like trees that store nutrients in their roots for future growth, we must actively seek out knowledge and skills that will sustain us in the long run. Embrace a growth mindset and view life's dormant phases as opportunities to expand your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Whether through formal education, workshops, or self-directed learning, the pursuit of knowledge will fortify your foundations and prepare you for future growth. Cultivating a strong sense of purpose is another essential aspect of nurturing your roots. When you have a clear understanding of your mission and the impact you want to make in the world, you'll find the strength to persevere through even the most challenging times. Take time to reflect on your passions, talents, and the unique contributions you can make. By aligning your actions with your purpose, you'll tap into a deep reservoir of motivation and resilience that will sustain you through life's dormant phases. Finally, practicing gratitude is a powerful way to nurture your roots. Even during times of apparent stillness, there is always something to be thankful for. By focusing on the blessings in your life, you'll cultivate a sense of abundance and perspective that will help you weather any storm. Keep a gratitude journal, share your appreciation with others, and make a habit of recognizing the good in your life. This practice will strengthen your foundations and help you maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity. Nurturing your roots during life's dormant phases is a critical investment in your long-term growth and well-being. By cultivating strong foundations, grounded in your values, self-awareness, relationships, self-care, education, purpose, and gratitude, you'll develop the resilience and adaptability necessary to thrive in any season. Trust in the wisdom of winter, and use this time to tend to your roots, knowing that the seeds you plant now will bear fruit in the seasons to come. Chapter 3. Shedding the unnecessary. The art of letting go and simplifying your life. Winter's stark landscape serves as a powerful reminder of the beauty and necessity of letting go. As trees shed their leaves and animals shed their fur, they demonstrate the wisdom of releasing what no longer serves them. Similarly, our personal growth often hinges on our ability to identify and release the unnecessary burdens that weigh us down. This chapter explores the art of shedding what no longer serves us and simplifying our lives for greater clarity, focus, and contentment. The first step in shedding the unnecessary is to recognize the physical, emotional, and mental clutter that accumulates over time. From overflowing closets to toxic relationships and limiting beliefs, these burdens can sap our energy, cloud our judgment, and hinder our growth. By developing a keen awareness of what is essential and what is not, we can begin the process of decluttering our lives and creating space for what truly matters. One powerful tool for shedding physical clutter is the practice of minimalism. By intentionally reducing our possessions to only those that serve a meaningful purpose or bring us genuine joy, we free ourselves from the burden of excess. This process not only creates a more organized and efficient living space, but also fosters a sense of lightness and flexibility in our lives. When we are no longer weighed down by unnecessary belongings, we can more easily adapt to change and pursue our passions with greater ease. Emotional clutter, such as unresolved conflicts, grudges, and negative thought patterns, can be even more burdensome than physical clutter. To shed this emotional baggage, it's essential to cultivate a practice of forgiveness, both for ourselves and others. By consciously releasing resentment and letting go of past hurts, we create space for healing, growth, and more positive relationships. This process may involve difficult conversations, therapy, or other forms of emotional work, but the freedom and lightness that result are well worth the effort. Mental clutter, in the form of limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and negative self-talk, can also hold us back from personal growth. To shed these mental burdens, it's important to develop a practice of self-reflection and mindfulness. By observing our thoughts without judgment and challenging beliefs that no longer serve us, we can begin to rewrite our internal narratives and cultivate a more positive, growth-oriented mindset. This process may involve techniques such as meditation, journaling, or working with a coach or therapist to identify and release unhelpful thought patterns. Simplifying our lives also involves being intentional about how we spend our time and energy. In a world filled with endless distractions and demands on our attention, it's easy to become overwhelmed and lose sight of our priorities. To shed the unnecessary in this area, it's essential to set clear boundaries and learn to say no to commitments that don't align with our values or goals. By focusing our time and energy on the people, activities, and projects that truly matter to us, we create a life of greater purpose, fulfillment, and balance. Another key aspect of simplifying our lives is cultivating a sense of contentment and gratitude for what we already have. In a culture that often encourages constant striving and acquisition, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we need more to be happy. By shifting our focus to the abundance that already exists in our lives, we can shed the unnecessary burden of always wanting more and find joy in the present moment. This practice of gratitude can be as simple as keeping a daily journal of things we're thankful for or sharing our appreciation with others. Shedding the unnecessary is an ongoing process that requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to let go. Like the trees that release their leaves each fall, we too must learn to trust in the cyclical nature of life and embrace the beauty of simplicity. As we shed the physical, emotional, and mental clutter that no longer serves us, we create space for new growth, deeper connections, and a more authentic, fulfilling life. The art of letting go and simplifying our lives is a powerful lesson we can learn from Winter's wisdom. By developing a keen awareness of what is essential and releasing what is not, we lighten our burdens and create the conditions for true personal transformation. As you embark on this journey of shedding the unnecessary, trust in the process and know that the space you create will be filled with new possibilities, insights, and joy. Chapter 4. The Beauty of Solitude. Harnessing the restorative power of alone time. In the depths of winter, when the world is blanketed in snow and the nights grow long, there is a profound opportunity to embrace the beauty of solitude. While our modern lives often emphasize constant connection and activity, the wisdom of winter invites us to discover the restorative power of alone time. This chapter explores the importance of solitude and offers practical strategies for cultivating a meaningful relationship with ourselves. Solitude is not merely the absence of company, but a deliberate choice to be present with ourselves. It is a time to disconnect from the noise and demands of the outside world and to turn our attention inward. By carving out space for solitude, we create the conditions for deep introspection, self-discovery, and personal growth. In the stillness of our own company, we can begin to unravel the layers of our thoughts, emotions, and desires, and gain a clearer understanding of who we are and what we truly want. The benefits of solitude are numerous and far-reaching. When we spend time alone, we give our minds a chance to rest and recharge. Free from the constant stimulation of social interaction and digital distractions, our brains can enter a state of relaxed alertness, where creativity, problem-solving, and insight can flourish. This mental space allows us to process our experiences, work through challenges, and gain new perspectives on our lives. Solitude also offers a powerful opportunity for emotional regulation and self-care. In the quiet of our own company, we can tune into our feelings without the influence of others' opinions or expectations. We can practice self-compassion, acknowledging our struggles and celebrating our strengths. By learning to be comfortable in our own presence, we develop a deeper sense of self-acceptance and emotional resilience that can carry us through life's challenges. To cultivate a meaningful practice of solitude, it's important to create intentional space in our lives. This may involve setting aside dedicated time each day for quiet reflection, meditation, or journaling. It can also mean seeking out physical spaces that promote a sense of peace and introspection, such as a cozy corner of our home, a secluded spot in nature, or a quiet cafe. The key is to find a rhythm and environment that allows us to disconnect from external distractions and connect with ourselves. Another valuable aspect of solitude is the opportunity to pursue our passions and interests without the pressure of social comparison or approval. When we engage in activities solely for our own enjoyment and growth, we tap into a deep sense of intrinsic motivation and fulfillment. Whether it's learning a new skill, exploring a creative outlet, or diving into a fascinating subject, solitude provides the freedom and focus to immerse ourselves fully in the pursuits that bring us joy. It's important to distinguish solitude from loneliness or isolation. While loneliness is characterized by a sense of disconnection and yearning for companionship, solitude is a choice to be alone and engage in self-reflection. By developing a positive relationship with solitude, we can actually strengthen our capacity for meaningful connection with others. When we are comfortable in our own company, we are better able to show up fully and authentically in our relationships, without the fear of losing ourselves. Cultivating a practice of solitude also requires letting go of the fear of missing out (FOMO) and the pressure to constantly be productive or entertained. In a world that often equates busyness with value, it can be challenging to prioritize time alone. However, by reframing solitude as an essential component of our well-being and growth, we can begin to see it as a gift rather than a burden. Like the dormant seeds beneath the winter snow, our time in solitude is a necessary period of rest and regeneration that prepares us for the growth and bloom of spring. The beauty of solitude lies in its power to help us reconnect with our deepest selves and find peace in the midst of life's challenges. By embracing the wisdom of winter and carving out intentional space for alone time, we open ourselves up to profound personal transformation. As you explore the restorative power of solitude, trust in the process and know that the insights and clarity you gain will serve you well in all seasons of life. May you find beauty, strength, and renewal in the quiet moments you create for yourself. Chapter 5. Embracing the unknown. Navigating life's uncertainties with courage and resilience. Winter's landscape is a masterclass in navigating uncertainty. As the familiar gives way to the unknown, we are reminded that change is the only constant in life. Just as the barren trees and frozen ground hold the promise of spring's renewal, life's uncertainties often conceal opportunities for growth and transformation. This chapter explores how we can cultivate the courage and resilience needed to embrace the unknown and thrive in the face of life's challenges. Uncertainty is an inherent part of the human experience. From personal relationships to career paths, health concerns to global events, we are constantly confronted with situations that are beyond our control. While our instinct may be to resist or avoid these unknowns, The wisdom of winter invites us to approach uncertainty with a spirit of openness and curiosity. By learning to embrace the unknown, we develop the adaptability and resilience needed to navigate life's ever-changing terrain. The first step in embracing uncertainty is to acknowledge and accept the presence of fear. Fear is a natural response to the unknown, designed to keep us safe from perceived threats. However, when left unchecked, fear can also limit our potential and keep us stuck in familiar but unfulfilling patterns. By bringing awareness to our fears and learning to distinguish between genuine threats and imagined worst-case scenarios, we can begin to develop a more balanced relationship with uncertainty. Cultivating a growth mindset is another essential tool for navigating the unknown. A growth mindset is characterized by the belief that our abilities and circumstances are not fixed, but can be developed and improved through effort and learning. When faced with uncertainty, a growth mindset allows us to view challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. By embracing a spirit of curiosity and experimentation, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and solutions. Building resilience is also crucial for thriving in the face of uncertainty. Resilience is the capacity to bounce back from adversity and adapt to change. Like a tree that bends but does not break under the weight of winter's snow, resilience allows us to weather life's storms and emerge stronger and wiser. To cultivate resilience, it's important to develop a support system of trusted friends, family, or professionals who can offer encouragement and guidance during challenging times. Engaging in self-care practices, such as exercise, meditation, or creative pursuits, can also help bolster our emotional and mental resilience. Reframing uncertainty as an opportunity for growth and adventure is another powerful strategy for navigating the unknown. While uncertainty can be uncomfortable, it is also the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and personal transformation. By learning to embrace the discomfort of uncertainty, we open ourselves up to new experiences, ideas, and possibilities. This may involve taking calculated risks, stepping outside our comfort zones, or saying yes to opportunities that stretch us in new directions. Developing a practice of mindfulness and presence can also help us navigate uncertainty with greater ease. When faced with the unknown, our minds often race to the future, imagining worst-case scenarios or trying to predict outcomes. By learning to anchor ourselves in the present moment, we can reduce the anxiety and stress that often accompany uncertainty. Mindfulness practices such as deep breathing, body scans, or sensory awareness can help us cultivate a sense of groundedness and calm in the midst of change. Embracing uncertainty also requires a willingness to let go of control and trust in the unfolding of life. Like the winter landscape that surrenders to the transformative power of the seasons, we too must learn to release our grip on the familiar and trust in the wisdom of the unknown. This may involve practicing acceptance, surrendering to what is, and finding peace in the present moment, even when the future is unclear. Navigating life's uncertainties with courage and resilience is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. Like any practice, it requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and change. As you learn to befriend the unknown and trust in your own inner resources, you will discover a newfound sense of freedom, adaptability, and strength. The wisdom of winter reminds us that uncertainty is not to be feared, but embraced as an essential part of the human experience. By cultivating the courage and resilience needed to navigate the unknown, we open ourselves up to a life of endless possibility and transformation. May you find the strength to step bravely into the unknown, trusting that the journey itself is the destination. Chapter 6. The Wisdom of Patience. Learning to trust the journey and its timing. The wisdom of winter reminds us of the transformative power of patience. Just as the dormant seeds beneath the frozen ground must wait for the right conditions to sprout and grow, our own dreams and aspirations often require a period of patient nurturing before they can come to fruition. This chapter explores the importance of cultivating patience and learning to trust in the natural unfolding of our lives. Patience is not merely the ability to wait, but the capacity to maintain a positive attitude and a sense of trust while waiting. It is a recognition that growth and change often happen slowly, and that the journey is just as important as the destination. When we approach life with patience, we create space for deep reflection, self-discovery, and the development of inner strength and resilience. The first step in cultivating patience is to reframe our relationship with time. In our fast-paced, productivity-driven culture, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that time is a scarce resource that must be maximized and controlled. However, the wisdom of winter invites us to view time as a generous ally, a supportive presence that guides us towards our highest potential. By learning to trust in the natural rhythm and timing of our lives, we can release the anxiety and stress that often accompany impatience. Developing a practice of mindfulness is another powerful tool for cultivating patience. When we are fully present in the moment, we are less likely to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. By bringing our attention to the sensations, thoughts, and emotions that arise in the present, we can develop a greater sense of equanimity and acceptance. This allows us to approach challenges and setbacks with a spirit of curiosity and openness, rather than frustration or despair. Patience also requires a willingness to surrender control and trust in the wisdom of the universe. Like the winter landscape that surrenders to the transformative power of the seasons, we too must learn to let go of our attachment to specific outcomes and timelines. This doesn't mean becoming passive or disengaged, but rather developing a deep trust that our efforts and intentions will bear fruit in their own time. By cultivating a sense of faith and surrender, we open ourselves up to the unexpected gifts and opportunities that often arise when we least expect them. Another key aspect of patience is learning to find joy and meaning in the journey itself. When we are fixated on a particular goal or outcome, it's easy to overlook the richness and beauty of the present moment. By learning to savor the small victories, the daily acts of growth and self-discovery, we can cultivate a sense of contentment and fulfillment that is independent of external circumstances. This shift in perspective allows us to approach challenges and setbacks with a spirit of resilience and adaptability. Cultivating patience also requires a commitment to self-compassion and self-care. When we are impatient with ourselves or others, it's often a sign that we are operating from a place of fear, self-doubt, or unrealistic expectations. By learning to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create a foundation of inner peace and stability that allows us to weather the ups and downs of life with greater ease. This may involve setting realistic goals, celebrating our progress, and giving ourselves permission to rest and recharge when needed. The wisdom of patience also extends to our relationships with others. When we approach interpersonal challenges with patience and empathy, we create space for deeper understanding, healing, and growth. This may involve practicing active listening, setting healthy boundaries, and learning to communicate our needs and desires with clarity and compassion. By cultivating patience in our relationships, we build stronger, more resilient connections that can withstand the tests of time. Developing patience is a lifelong practice that requires ongoing commitment and self-reflection. Like any skill, it is strengthened through repetition and application. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate the challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise on the path of personal growth. Trust that each moment, each experience, is an opportunity to deepen your capacity for patience, wisdom, and self-awareness. The wisdom of winter reminds us that true transformation often happens slowly, quietly, and in its own perfect timing. By cultivating the patience to trust in the journey and its natural unfolding, we open ourselves up to a life of greater peace, purpose, and fulfillment. May you find the courage to embrace the wisdom of patience, knowing that the seeds you plant today will blossom in ways beyond your wildest imaginings. Chapter 7. Kindling your inner light. Keeping hope and inspiration alive in dark times. Winter's long nights and stark landscapes can sometimes feel like a metaphor for the dark times we face in our own lives. Whether it's personal challenges, global crises, or a general sense of despair, these periods can leave us feeling lost, disconnected, and without hope. Yet, just as the winter solstice marks the return of the sun and the promise of longer, brighter days ahead, we too have the capacity to rekindle our inner light and keep hope and inspiration alive, even in the darkest of times. The first step in kindling your inner light is to recognize that hope is not a passive state, but an active choice. It is a decision to focus on the possibility of positive change, even when circumstances feel overwhelming or impossible. By consciously choosing to cultivate hope, we tap into a powerful source of resilience and motivation that can carry us through even the toughest challenges. One way to keep hope alive is to surround yourself with positive, supportive influences. This may involve seeking out uplifting stories, inspirational role models, or communities of like-minded individuals who share your values and aspirations. By immersing yourself in an environment that nurtures hope and possibility, you create a buffer against the negativity and cynicism that can so easily drain your energy and optimism. Engaging in meaningful, purpose-driven activities is another powerful way to keep your inner light burning bright. When we contribute to something larger than ourselves, whether it's a creative project, a social cause, or an act of kindness, we tap into a deep sense of fulfillment and connection. This sense of purpose can provide a guiding light through even the darkest of times, reminding us of our own inherent value and the positive impact we can have on the world around us. Cultivating a practice of gratitude is also essential for keeping hope and inspiration alive. Even in the midst of difficult circumstances, there are always small blessings and moments of beauty to be found. By actively seeking out and acknowledging these sources of joy and wonder, we train our minds to focus on the positive and maintain a sense of perspective. This practice of gratitude can be as simple as keeping a daily journal, sharing your appreciation with others, or taking a few moments each day to reflect on the things that bring you happiness and fulfillment. Another key to kindling your inner light is to embrace creativity and curiosity. When we engage in activities that stimulate our imagination and sense of wonder, we tap into a powerful source of inspiration and renewal. This may involve pursuing a long-held passion, learning a new skill, or simply allowing yourself to play and experiment without judgment or expectation. By nurturing your creative spirit, you keep your inner light burning bright and open yourself up to new possibilities and perspectives. Self-care and mindfulness practices are also crucial for maintaining hope and inspiration in dark times. When we are overwhelmed by stress, anxiety, or despair, it's easy to neglect our own physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. By prioritizing activities that promote relaxation, self-compassion, and inner peace, we create a foundation of resilience and well-being that can sustain us through even the toughest challenges. This may involve practices such as meditation, deep breathing, yoga, or spending time in nature, as well as setting healthy boundaries and seeking support when needed. Kindling your inner light also requires a willingness to embrace change and let go of limiting beliefs and patterns. Just as the winter landscape must shed its leaves and surrender to the transformative power of the season, we too must be willing to release old ways of thinking and being that no longer serve us. This may involve confronting fears, taking risks, or letting go of attachments to specific outcomes. By cultivating a spirit of openness and adaptability, we create space for new growth and possibilities to emerge. Keeping hope and inspiration alive is an ongoing practice that requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to trust in the journey. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate the ups and downs of life. And remember that even the darkest winters eventually give way to the renewal and rebirth of spring. By tending to your inner light with care and attention, you cultivate a source of strength, resilience, and purpose that will guide you through any challenge. The wisdom of winter reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is always the promise of brighter days ahead. By kindling your inner light through hope, inspiration, and self-care, you tap into a powerful source of renewal and transformation. May you find the courage to keep your inner flame burning bright, trusting in the journey and the endless possibilities that await you. Chapter 8. The Gift of Gratitude. finding joy and contentment in life's simple pleasures. In the midst of winter's austerity, it can be easy to focus on what is lacking: the warmth of the sun, the abundance of fresh produce, the ease of outdoor activities. Yet, the wisdom of winter invites us to shift our perspective and discover the profound gifts that can be found in even the simplest of moments. Chief among these gifts is the practice of gratitude, a powerful tool for cultivating joy, contentment, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Gratitude is more than just a fleeting feeling of appreciation. It is a way of being in the world that fundamentally alters our relationship to ourselves, others, and the world around us. When we approach life with a grateful heart, we train our minds to focus on the blessings and opportunities that are always present, even in the darkest of times. This shift in perspective can have a profound impact on our emotional well-being, our relationships, and our overall sense of purpose and fulfillment. The practice of gratitude begins with mindfulness, a deep awareness of the present moment. Instead of rushing through our days on autopilot, consumed by worries about the future or regrets about the past, mindfulness invites us to pause and fully engage with the richness of our immediate experience. This may involve savoring a warm cup of tea, taking a few deep breaths, or simply observing the play of light and shadow on a winter landscape. By bringing our full attention to these small moments, we cultivate a sense of wonder and appreciation that can infuse even the most ordinary experiences with a sense of magic and delight. Keeping a gratitude journal is another powerful way to cultivate a grateful mindset. By taking time each day to reflect on the things we are thankful for, we train our brains to seek out and focus on the positive aspects of our lives. This practice can be especially transformative during challenging times, when it can be all too easy to get caught up in negative thought patterns and emotions. By consciously redirecting our attention to the blessings in our lives, no matter how small, we build resilience and maintain a sense of perspective and hope. Expressing gratitude to others is another way to deepen our own sense of appreciation and foster stronger, more meaningful connections. Whether it's writing a heartfelt letter to a friend, offering a sincere compliment to a colleague, or simply saying thank you more often, expressing gratitude has been shown to increase feelings of happiness, reduce stress and anxiety, and improve overall relationship satisfaction. By making gratitude a regular part of our interactions with others, we create a ripple effect of positivity and kindness that can transform our communities and the world at large. Cultivating gratitude also involves learning to find joy and contentment in life's simple pleasures. In a culture that often equates happiness with material success and constant stimulation, it can be easy to overlook the profound satisfaction that comes from savoring the small, ordinary moments that make up the fabric of our lives. Whether it's a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, a quiet moment of reflection in nature, or the simple pleasure of a home-cooked meal, these experiences have the power to nourish our souls and remind us of the inherent richness of life. The practice of gratitude is not about denying or minimizing the very real challenges and struggles we face, but rather about expanding our perspective to include the full spectrum of human experience. By acknowledging and appreciating the good in our lives, even in the midst of difficulty, we build the resilience and inner strength needed to weather any storm. This is not always easy, and there may be times when gratitude feels like a distant and impossible goal. In these moments, it is important to be gentle with ourselves and trust that even the smallest acts of appreciation can have a profound impact over time. The wisdom of winter reminds us that true abundance and contentment are not found in external circumstances, but in the quality of our inner lives. By cultivating a grateful heart and finding joy in life's simple pleasures, we tap into a limitless source of renewal and inspiration that can sustain us through even the darkest of seasons. May you find the courage to embrace the gift of gratitude, trusting in its power to transform your life and the world around you, one small moment at a time. Chapter 9. Nurturing connections. Strengthening relationships through shared experiences and empathy. Winter's cold and darkness can sometimes feel isolating, like a force that drives us inward and away from others. Yet, the wisdom of this season invites us to recognize that it is precisely in these moments of vulnerability and shared hardship that we have the greatest opportunity to nurture deep, meaningful connections with those around us. By opening our hearts to the power of empathy and shared experience, we can cultivate relationships that not only sustain us through life's challenges, but also enrich and transform our lives in profound ways. At the heart of nurturing connections is the practice of presence, a willingness to fully engage with others without distraction or judgment. In a world that often prizes speed and efficiency over depth and quality of interaction, presence can feel like a radical act. It requires us to slow down, to listen deeply, and to create space for genuine dialogue and understanding. When we approach our relationships with this level of intentionality and care, we send a powerful message to others that they are seen, heard, and valued. Empathy is another essential ingredient in nurturing strong, resilient connections. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, to put ourselves in their shoes and experience the world from their perspective. When we approach others with empathy, we create a sense of safety and trust that allows for deeper levels of sharing and vulnerability. This is especially important during times of struggle or hardship, when a simple act of understanding and compassion can make all the difference in someone's ability to cope and heal. Shared experiences are another powerful tool for strengthening relationships and fostering a sense of connection and belonging. When we engage in activities or challenges together, whether it's a difficult conversation, a collaborative project, or a fun outing, we create a sense of common purpose and shared history that can deepen our bonds and provide a foundation for future growth and understanding. These shared experiences can be especially transformative when they involve stepping outside of our comfort zones or facing adversity together, as they provide opportunities for mutual support, encouragement, and growth. Nurturing connections also requires a willingness to be vulnerable and authentic in our interactions with others. When we show up as our true selves, with all of our strengths, weaknesses, and quirks, we create space for others to do the same. This kind of authenticity can be scary, as it involves risking rejection or misunderstanding. Yet, it is also the key to building relationships that are grounded in truth, trust, and mutual respect. By embracing our own imperfections and extending that same compassion to others, we create a sense of safety and acceptance that allows for genuine connection and growth. Another key aspect of nurturing connections is learning to communicate effectively and compassionately. This involves not only expressing ourselves clearly and honestly, but also listening deeply and responding with care and understanding. When conflicts or misunderstandings arise, as they inevitably will, it is important to approach them with curiosity and a willingness to find common ground. This may require setting aside our own agendas or beliefs in order to truly hear and understand the other person's perspective. By engaging in this kind of open, honest communication, we create opportunities for growth, healing, and deeper connection. Nurturing connections also involves recognizing and honoring the unique needs and boundaries of others. Just as we require different levels of solitude and social interaction to thrive, so too do our relationships require different levels of attention and care. Some connections may flourish with frequent contact and shared activities, while others may require more space and independence. The key is to approach each relationship with sensitivity and respect, and to communicate openly and honestly about our own needs and expectations. The wisdom of winter reminds us that even in the darkest and coldest of times, we are never truly alone. By nurturing connections through presence, empathy, shared experiences, vulnerability, communication, and respect, we create a web of support and belonging that can sustain us through any challenge. These relationships are not always easy, and they require ongoing effort and care to maintain. Yet, the rewards of deep, meaningful connection are immeasurable, providing us with a sense of purpose, joy, and resilience that can light our way through even the longest of winters. May you find the courage to open your heart to the power of connection, to show up fully and authentically in your relationships, and to extend empathy and compassion to all those whose paths you cross. In doing so, you will not only enrich your own life, but also contribute to a world that is more just, loving, and interconnected. Chapter 10. Emerging Renewed. Applying winter's lessons to embrace personal growth and new beginnings. As the winter season draws to a close, the natural world begins to stir with the promise of new life and growth. The snow melts, the ground softens, and the first green shoots emerge from the earth, reaching towards the warmth and light of the sun. This process of renewal and rebirth is not just a physical transformation, but a powerful metaphor for the personal growth and change that we all have the capacity to experience in our own lives. Throughout this book, we have explored the many lessons that winter has to offer, from the power of stillness and solitude to the importance of nurturing our roots, shedding the unnecessary, and kindling our inner light. Each of these lessons invites us to embrace the transformative potential of the quiet season, to turn inward and reflect on who we are, what we value, and what we want to cultivate in our lives. As we emerge from the darkness of winter, we have the opportunity to integrate these lessons and insights into our daily lives, to embrace new beginnings and step forward with renewed clarity, purpose, and vitality. The process of personal growth and transformation is rarely easy or straightforward. Like the seedling pushing through the frozen earth, we too must overcome obstacles and challenges as we seek to break free from old patterns and limitations. This may involve confronting difficult emotions, letting go of past hurts or resentments, or taking risks and stepping outside of our comfort zones. Yet, just as the seedling trusts in the natural process of growth and expansion, we too can learn to trust in our own inherent resilience and capacity for change. Applying winter's lessons to our personal growth journey requires a willingness to be patient, persistent, and compassionate with ourselves. Transformation rarely happens overnight, and there will inevitably be setbacks and challenges along the way. The key is to approach each moment with mindfulness and self-compassion, to celebrate our progress and learn from our mistakes, and to trust that even the smallest steps can lead to profound shifts over time. One practical way to embrace personal growth and new beginnings is to set intentions and cultivate daily practices that align with our values and aspirations. This may involve establishing a regular meditation or journaling practice, setting aside time for creative pursuits or physical activity, or making a commitment to prioritize self-care and healthy boundaries. By consciously choosing to focus our energy and attention on the things that matter most to us, we create a strong foundation for growth and transformation. Another key aspect of emerging renewed is learning to embrace change and uncertainty with courage and curiosity. Just as the natural world is constantly evolving and adapting to new conditions, we too must learn to be flexible and open to new possibilities. This may involve taking risks, trying new things, or letting go of old identities or expectations in order to make space for new growth and discovery. By cultivating a spirit of adventure and experimentation, we open ourselves up to a world of limitless potential and creativity. Emerging renewed also involves cultivating a deep sense of connection and belonging, both with ourselves and with the world around us. As we have seen throughout this book, the wisdom of winter invites us to recognize our interdependence and to nurture nurturing relationships with others. By opening our hearts to the power of empathy, compassion, and shared experience, we create a web of support and encouragement that can sustain us through even the most challenging of times. Ultimately, the process of personal growth and transformation is a lifelong journey, one that requires ongoing commitment, courage, and self-reflection. There will be times when we feel stuck or overwhelmed, when the old patterns and fears seem insurmountable. In these moments, it is important to remember that just as winter gives way to spring, so too do our own seasons of darkness and difficulty contain the seeds of new growth and possibility. The wisdom of winter invites us to trust in the cyclical nature of life, to embrace the ebb and flow of our own personal growth journey with patience, compassion, and grace. As we emerge from a quiet season renewed and transformed, We carry with us the lessons and insights that will guide us forward, one small step at a time. May you find the courage to embrace your own unique path of growth and discovery, to trust in the process and yourself, and to step forward into the light of new beginnings with an open heart and a curious mind.